In this video, I'm going to teach you how to increase your credit immediately. Yes. So, increasing your credit immediately. Look, there's plenty of people out there who are stuck in bad situations. They need their credit increased. They're trying to get new cars, new houses, new credit limit increases, all these things so that they can get a better improvement on life. But the problem is a lot of people have no idea of how to deal with their own credit. We as Americans are probably some of the least knowledgeable people about their own credit. Unfortunately, I'm not throwing us under the bus like that, I promise, because I got some good news for you as I give you these nice little tips. But we need to get a little bit more educated on our credit. So let me school you. Sit down, take a pen and a pad and a paper, whatever you want to call it. Take down some notes. So in these short minutes, you can be educated and make the better decisions so that not only you can increase your credit score, but you can keep your scores higher all the time. What makes me credible as far as giving this type of information over to you, because I'm not just some regular Joe Schmo who's coming off the street and giving you information. I'm also not a lawyer, so I also need to throw a disclaimer out there. So any information that I'm giving to you, feel free to go and check it with your lawyer or whatever legal guys that you want to call and double check what I'm saying. If there's something wrong, I'm not going to be held liable if you decide to take action on it. Now, what makes me credible in order to speak on a subject such as increasing credit scores? Well, first of all, I do have a small business. I'm personally a business owner and I do business all the time. One of the things that I do is I help small businesses get unsecured funding. Unsecured funding as in they don't have to put up anything for collateral. And this isn't just regular funding that we're talking about. We're talking about business funding, which is almost nearly impossible to get if you don't know what you're doing. People with 800 credit scores find it hard to get business funding. There are certain things you got to do. And I help these individuals get business credit. These are startups and these are experienced business owners. So regardless of the situation, I try to step in and help them get funded. I've done this for probably about 2 to 3 years now, and I've gotten pretty good at it. Along with that, I also have like this boss, this teacher lady who is a Jedi when it comes to increasing credit. I'm not going to throw her name out there, but I've been under her wings being taught what she knows for the past 2 to 3 years as she consults individual business owners how to utilize their credit so that they can get free credit increases, free vacations, free cash back, and all of this other stuff so that they can better grow their business and make better business decisions. Now, let's jump into it. Number 1, become an authorized credit card user on somebody else's credit card. You may not know what an authorized credit card user is. All you need to know is if your credit's jacked up, you need to put your name on somebody else's credit card. Obviously, this has to be somebody who you trust and somebody who trusts you. This is going to take a little bit of one-on-one relationship building. If you don't have that, you might be out of luck. If you're just mean all the time and you yell at everybody, you might not have nobody who's going to bite the bullet for you. But on the other hand, if you have some pretty solid relationships, you can go up to an individual who you know has some pretty decent credit and you can tell them, hey, look, I need to increase my credit score. And so for about 6 months, would you be willing to put my name on your credit card? It allows credit to be built with your name as if you had the credit card in hand. So for example, let's say somebody has a $5,000 credit card limit on a specific Discover card and they haven't been using it. Well, you just ask them, hey, I'd like to place my name on that credit card if you could help me so that I can go ahead and buy a house in another year or so. Once my credit history is increased, then I don't need my name on your credit card anymore. And they'll say, sure, I'm not swiping a credit card if that's what you're thinking. And I'm not also giving you a credit card. And you say, yeah, that's fine. And so what that does is that puts you in a position for the credit bureaus to see your name in your account as another open credit card that already has history on it, a credit card that is already opened where there isn't any debt on, and it has your name on it. That shows responsibility, and also as a debt to ratio factor, that means that they can trust you with more money, thus increasing your credit score immediately. So a lot of people have low credit scores because their debt is so high. If you have 3 credit cards and they're all $10,000 each, and each credit card is almost ran up to the max with debt, you're going to have a very low credit score. Now you add 3 more credit cards to the equation, where if somebody added you as an authorized user and that credit card is only 25% to 50% utilized, all 3 of them, now it kind of evens out all of the debt to income ratio. And before you know it, ding, your credit has increased almost immediately. Number 2, transfer balances. Now you have to be careful with this. I recommend that you grab all of your credit cards and that you call the credit card to see what type of terms that you have on your credit card. Now, honestly, you should have already been doing this. You need to know if you have transfer balances. You need to know if you swipe, if you have cash back, if you can get free gas mileage. But most importantly, in this case, we're talking about balance transfers. So let's use the example that you have 3 credit cards again. You have 2 credit cards that are almost maxed out, but you have 1 credit card that you have not used at all. That 1 credit card has a transfer balance and it has a limit of about $10,000. If you transfer over some of the debt from your maxed out cards over to the 1 card that has no debt, and make sure that it's a decent amount, but you're not going to max out that 3rd card. You want to keep the debt on that card under, we'll say 30 to 50%. Really, ideally, you want to keep it under 30% if you can. But if you're trying to move over things so that you can pay it off and increase your score immediately, you want to move those high maxed out credit card debts over to that credit card that doesn't have any debt. And you want to keep that at least by minimum under 50%, ideally 30%. Again, that's the magic number. You want to keep all of your debt under 30% at the end of the day. But after you move that over, make sure that you're continuing to make payments on those credit cards, especially the credit card that you just moved all over the debt onto, the credit card that you had to transfer balance on. The banks and the credit card bureaus will see this. And if done correctly, your credit history will increase almost immediately. Tip number 3. Credit card disputes, specifically inquiries, not just credit card disputes. Look, the fact is you don't need to be making late payments on your credit card. Credit cards with late payments on them, they will mess you up. Ideally, you don't want to have any late payments on your credit card for the past 2 years. Your credit history, a lot of people go back for the previous 2 years to say whether they want to deal with you or not. A lot of you have gone shopping for cars and houses and other cards. What tends to happen is that you go to the car dealership and then they ask, can they run your credit history to see whether you're liable to get the car or not? What do? They take a shotgun and they put your credit history inside of it and they shoot it off to like 500 different banks all at one shot. It's a shotgun approach. And what they're hoping is that one person or a couple people accept your credit history to return, give you an offer in exchange. Your credit history now all of a sudden builds up all of these inquiries, and it looks bad because it seems as if you can't afford nothing. So you're going from bank to bank to bank to bank to bank in order to get accepted, when that's not necessarily the case. Now you imagine doing this for 3 car dealerships in one day. It messes up your credit history. So there's plenty of things you can dispute on credit cards, but on this one, I really want to just talk about credit card inquiries, because this is probably the most common thing I've seen when dealing with real estate investors and people who are trying to start businesses. These inquiries kill their credit history, thus they can't get accepted to anything. So what do? You contact these credit bureaus. You can use credit history companies such as creditchecktotal.com, or I think it's called Annual Credit Card Reports or annualcreditreports.com, something like that. You can double check it. You can go Google it yourself. Sign up to these things, use their free trial, don't pay for nothing, because you're able to pull your credit history for free at least once a year. Then use these companies to contact your credit bureaus and dispute your inquiries. And you want to dispute these inquiries because chances are you didn't buy the car or the house on the first try. And if you didn't buy the house or the car on the first try, if you got an inquiry on your credit history and you didn't make the purchase, guess what? It's supposed to be erased. It's not supposed to stay on your credit history record. So dispute it. Companies have 30 days to respond to those inquiries. And most of the time, nobody's really going to respond to that inquiry notice anyway. And it's going to get erased off of your credit history. I've seen people's credit scores jump 60 to 80 points just simply because of the fact that they got these credit history inquiries removed. So I just gave you 3 quick things. These things are not hard. They're very simple. You can go and do this tomorrow, tonight, in the next 5 minutes, as a matter of fact. So let's go over that again. Rewind a little bit. Number 1, become an authorized credit card user on somebody else's credit card, preferably somebody who you trust. Don't be hitting up your baby mama or your baby daddy who you haven't spoke to in like 2 years and all this stuff, and you think that you're just going to use them. No, stop it. Use somebody who you trust. 2, transfer balances. Be smart about how you use them. Hit me up if you got any questions. It's very simple. I just want to make sure that your game plan's tight. And tip 3, credit card disputes, mainly credit card inquiries. Increasing your credit score is not the easiest thing when it comes to time. It's darn near impossible to do something today and increase your credit score by tomorrow. Now, it happens, but it doesn't mean that it's always going to happen. But I can promise you, if you take these steps, these 3 tips that I just gave you to increase your credit score almost immediately, I should have added the word almost immediately, you will definitely see improvement within 30 days. Easily. Probably, realistically, 15 to 30 days. These things can take effect that quickly. Sometimes 30 points, sometimes 60 points, maybe even 100 points. Everybody's different. The credit card bureaus look at every individual profile totally different. But if you take action, if you become knowledgeable about your credit, you can take demand over your life and you can get whatever the heck you want to. Plus, you get free vacations and stuff. Why not? Anyway, if you got any more questions, hit me up. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel below. Check out the description. Follow me on my blog, my social media, and all that other stuff. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know, please let me know if you've done these tactics and you're getting results. I'm telling you, these things work. We'll get up with you later.